Well, good morning, you guys. I am in the car, ran some errands this morning. We ended up having to do a couple of things, and it was raining hard this morning. It's starting to finally clear out a little bit, but man, I couldn't believe how much it rained. Like, it was definitely needed, that's for sure. So I'm pretty happy that it did rain, and I'm glad that it's gone. Hopefully it'll stay away for a little bit for the rest of the day. We're going to try to get into some stuff today and get some things rolling and going. Yesterday I was able to get quite a bit done and going for basically doing all the block work and everything. I'm doing a lot of prep work, getting everything over and everything else like that. So it's coming to it, you know. This next week is going to be a big one. This is when we're going to actually start laying all the concrete and getting the footings going and everything else. And I'm just trying to cross all the T's and dot all the I's and get everything situated and done, so it's not going to be so much of a headache. I know it is going to be a headache a little bit here and there. It's bound to be like that, though, when you're dealing with lots and lots of numbers and lots of just math and just trying to keep things aligned and keep things going straight and working on a hill in certain spots. And yeah, it makes it interesting, that's for sure. But it's all coming together. The tree house, I'm going to be doing footings in the ground and everything, and then I'll attach a actual post anchor that I can put on top of that footing and put a post in there. Then that way, if later on down the line in 20 years or whatever, if I have to replace the post, I'll be able to easily accessibly grab that post, replace it, and put in a new one. So it's a lot going into it. And on that hill for that treehouse area, I plan on making like a lot of boxes, so I can just set them in the dirt and pour the concrete into it, and get all that rolling and whatnot. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm really happy that we're getting back onto the building aspects, because that's just where I tend to shine a little bit better. Because it's fun. I mean, to me at least, it's fun, and it's never a dull moment. It's always something, and it's intriguing in my mind. I've been sort of just biting at the nails, waiting for it. And of course, you know, Melanie not feeling the best lately, it makes it a little bit more challenging. I definitely do not want to start doing it without her feeling better, because she is my mud monkey. I don't want to be having to mix all that mud and everything else like that to have to try to lay all the block all at the same time. And yeah, it makes things a little hectic when it's the mortar wants to dry up on you really quick, and trying to play with it and everything else like that to butter up the blocks to put them back down. And yeah, it's a big one. So I really need my wife for this one. I don't want to do it without her, because it'll just make life that much easier, and we should be able to get it done in a day. I'm hoping it will come out to be a day. But then as soon as that's all laid, we can go do the footings for the tree house, get those concretes poured, and hopefully by that time I can come back to the pillars the next day and pour the pillars. But I'm not 100% sure on that. It might need another day for that to dry, so then I'll go up into the front of the house and do the front deck mudroom pillars and everything. So I'm trying to get all the concrete done in one go. Trying to, or at least in the sense of like, because you have to let it set for like a week before you start actually building on it. I mean, it takes normally roughly about like a month to even longer for a concrete to fully cure. It just depends on how thick and how much you're putting into it. It could even take longer than that. Like, think about the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam is constructed of a lot of concrete, and it is still curing today. Still, from the 30s. It's just mind-boggling. It's almost been 100 years since the construction of that dam, and it's still curing. That just goes to show how important it is to literally let your concrete cure before you start doing a whole lot of stuff. But at the same time, if it's cured enough, you can start adding things to it and start adding other things to it. So trying to play in that gray area and get everything done at once. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. This rain was very nice, and this temperature this morning, oh my goodness, so beautiful last couple of days. I mean, of course, in the afternoon it gets pretty hot still, but it's nice morning, beautiful mornings, beautiful evenings and everything. Afternoon's still a little warm, but it's not quite fall yet. It's still summer, so it's bound to be. But yeah, I'm super excited, super looking forward to this next little bit. And for those of you guys that might have been questioning or wondering, like, you've never done this before, how is it that you're learning all this? How are you doing this? Because I mean, in all reality, I haven't done it. I've never done anything sort of like this. The only thing that I've somewhat have done, in a sense, is decks. And I didn't even do the decks fully. I just helped out here and there with my job. So, I mean, I do have a little bit of that in my background aspects, but I've never done it before. So I'm just going off of all of the different information that I have read and cross-reference. That's the number one thing that if I can tell anybody on anything that's looking to learn something that they have never done before, cross-reference. Research, cross-reference, those cross-references, continually look back on certain things and make sure that you're, triple-checking, cross-checking and everything, because one website might tell you to do this, and then this website over here might tell you to do something completely different, and then the code book says to do this, and then you get other code books that say this, and it's like, what am I supposed to do here? And then you just try to mitigate all of those things together, and you compile it all together, and then you just try to take it a step above. And that's what I've been doing lately. I mean, that's partly why the joke of I over-engineer things is because I just take it a little step further. Because, hey, I've never done it before, and I don't want it to fail. That's my biggest worry or concern, I guess, is failing. But it's never a failure unless you actually give up. I mean, things might go awry, but it's never a failure until you actually give up. So just keep on going at it. You'd be surprised on what you can do as long as you have that drive and you are able to research and everything else like that. I mean, you can do anything that you set your mind to, honestly, as long as you have that drive. This guy's got a low tire. I can see that thing flopping around. It's a little scary. Back up a little bit off this guy. But yeah, it's been a great week so far. I wish that Melanie wasn't so, not feeling the best, but we did take her into the doctor's today and everything, and I dropped her off at home and let her rest and everything, and I'm just glad that, she's the only one that's down, really. The kids have all gotten back to better and everything else like that, so just need to get her to take it easy a little bit and not stress out and not push herself so much, because that's trying to get her to sit down and take a break it's like trying to pull candy from a baby. It's just not going to happen. So trying to get her to relax, trying to get her to sit down and whatnot. I'm hoping that she's relaxing and taking it easy. But then again, I don't know. She's at home, so I'm hoping she's taking it easy. Should be, but hopefully she will take it easy, heed the doctor's warning of resting, and just keep up on the medicine, and that's about it. That's all you really do. I mean, I had a feeling that that's all it was really going to be. It's just, man, everybody Anybody and everybody that's ever gone through any sort of sickness or anything like that, you know, you go to the doctor and you're just hoping. You're like, just please, just give me something that's going to knock it out and get it over and out of here and just whatever. And it tends to normally be the, oh, here's some drops, or here's some ointment. Good luck, and hope it gets better. I'm just like, wait, what? I just came in here. That's all. That's it. What in the world? It's pretty comical, but it's the same thing even with kids. I don't know how many times we take our kids in, especially being, you know, a new parent and everything else, and your kid's sick, and it's like, oh, you know, you're just like so worried. You're giving them Tylenol, you're giving them, you know, ibuprofen, or all the stuff that you're supposed to do. It's not helping. You take them into the doctors, and what do? Give them more Tylenol and more ibuprofen. It was like, what the heck? I've already done that. Like, take care of my kid. They're like, we can't. It's going to naturally take care of itself. Their body's doing their thing. Keep an eye on them. It's like, I am. That's why I'm here. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's pretty comical always on that, how that happens like that. But definitely advise going to the doctors and making sure, because there has been a few times where it's like, oh, here's some antibiotics. It will take care of it. It's like, oh, thank goodness. You know, that's somewhat what we were hoping for, but I had a feeling that that wasn't what was going to happen. So yeah, now she's got eye drops. We bought over-the-counter nasal spray, like what the doctor said, to help try to flush everything out too. And yeah, so I hope she feels better. I really do. I know it sucks, especially with your eyes. I mean, you sort of need your eyes to be able to walk around and see what you're, you know, walking into and everything else, and to be able to guide yourself around. It's they're a necessity, you know. That's for sure. Now those that are blind, I mean, shoosh, I can't even imagine, you know. I'm not even fake like as if I can't imagine. There ain't no way, all right? I can't imagine it. Your sight is one of your biggest senses, and it's the same thing with like your feet. If you can't walk, it's so hard to get around. You know, your feet and your eyes, I feel like, are the biggest things, you know. Your hands are one thing. I've broken my arms quite a few times, and you can do a lot with one arm, but with your legs out of commission, having to move around in crutches or even in a wheelchair, it definitely demobilizes you. There's a reason for that. Same thing with your eyesight, man. But I'm hoping that she'll get better. I'm getting back into town. I'm gonna make my way on home. I'm gonna get things rolling. I got a couple other things that I gotta do to try to tidy up and everything else. I'm hoping my pencil marks stayed in place. It rained pretty good, so I have a feeling it might not have, so I might have to go and remark certain things. I didn't want to mark it with a paint marker because it doesn't really come off after that. So I've been trying to do little things here and there, trying not to go stir crazy. But yeah, I definitely need my wife to help me out with quite a bit of things and whatnot. But I hope you guys have a good one. I hope you guys enjoy this beautiful day, and hope you guys are productive. I'm gonna try to be productive, and until the next one, you guys, I hope you have a good one, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.